So the Primus is done. I ended up hollow grinding blade instead of a compound grind. I just take some more weight out of the blade because it was a really heavy blade, so the more weight I can take out of it, the better. And it's still like super snappy, especially with the weight removed. I mean, it's not a flipper, but you can flip it off the lock bar if you do it properly. I've also done my graffiti finish on the clip and on the liners, just to look cool basically. And I ended up basically throwing away the previous backspacer. I just wasn't liking it. The grain on the carbon fiber wasn't aligned correctly, so it didn't have that really cool grain look. I mean, if you look at it now, you can see the grain of the carbon fiber, and now it's actually matched up with the handles, so it just looks better, in my opinion, and it's worth the work of it. It's worth the extra work of, you know, replacing the backspacer. Nice and centered. But yeah, kind of a cool little challenge, cool little knife. Very much like how this turned out. I was planning on selling this at the Sydney Knife Show, but I pussied out and put up on the website in advance where it sold within an hour or two. Luckily the customer's cool and he's letting me take it to the knife show, so you guys will be able to see it at the Sydney Knife Show this weekend. So big thanks to Scott for letting me take this to the knife show and let all you guys play with it and fuck around with it and hopefully not cut yourselves with it. Getting fancy with my display for Sydney this year. This is a cheap rifle case I picked up on eBay. It's like 60 bucks express to me. I was kind of worried it was going to rock up in time because I'm leaving for Sydney in about 18 hours, but luckily it's here. And I've done a bit of modification to it. So I've added these little old thread feet. Pretty, you know, cheap, dodgy setup, but it works and I don't have time to figure anything out better at the moment. I've also weighed it down with the straight up titanium and stainless steel stock just to keep the weight in there. And it's working great, looks great. Probably replace this foam for the next show, but for now, with the time constraints, it'll do. I'm also going to be putting in my iPad up here, and that's me playing Divvy Blades videos all day long, just because it's kind of cool. I have knives displayed on here as well, all around it, and have this in the corner of the table, and you know, sell some knives. I figured it might be just a bit more professional than just having knives on a table. And I've also got a square, so I've got a square card reader at the table this time as well, so guys can come around and they can pay with card just by tapping. They don't have to punch their details in every time. It's just easy for everybody involved. So yeah, I'll get this properly Loctited together, tightened up, and we'll go to start packing. All right, so we're ready for Sydney. This is full of knives in here. There's about 40 or so knives and pens and all that sort of stuff in there, as well as lanyards. There's a display case with some work in progress stuff as well. And then we've got food and all that stuff in the back. It's about 10 o'clock at night right now, and I'm gonna go to bed because I'm fucking exhausted. And yeah, it's about a 4 o'clock in the morning start tomorrow, so we can drive to Sydney. All right, so 5 o'clock in the morning. It's time to drive to Sydney. It's about like 12, 13 hour drive, so we'll be there. We'll be in the car for a while, but everything's packed. Shitload of gear. Fucking excited to do it. I've been
working really hard on these knives, so it's like, you know, this is the nerve-wracking part. It's going to be an anxious trip up, but fingers crossed it all goes well. We make some money at this show.
Easy.
No, it's not, is it?
Alright, so we're back. I've got to say, this year Sydney was easily the most fun knife show I've ever had. Every year it kind of gets better and better. Made a few $1,000s in sales, so that's pretty good. That's kind of a little boost in the old step. And I met michaelcthulhu, so I know a lot of you guys are very keen on meeting him. I got a whole bunch of messages, both me and Mike did apparently, about we should meet each other, which was, it led to a really awkward introduction, but we met each other. We had a few drinks Saturday night. Well, I drank and he just, judged me. But Mike is just everything you want him to be. That guy is fucking hilarious. So the knife show was great. I put a dick on my knife, and some titties on my knife for charity. For those who don't know, marking guy, otherwise known as Dalu, he does this thing where he'll engrave your knife with dick or titties or whatever, and and you make a donation to charity. So I've been doing that every year, and we're starting to get a collection on the original OG Primus. Anyway, thanks everybody that came around. It was a great knife show. Every knife show is a great knife show. I got home at like 5 o'clock on Monday morning, and I think I slept from like 8 till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon come Tuesday, so I was just fucking exhausted. But that's just Sydney for you. It's a lot of fun, a lot of late nights. It's just a fun show. I recommend everybody come to the Sydney Knife Show. It's my personal favourite show, just because it's the big one. It's one everyone goes to. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.